Okay, so no viewers at the moment. I'm just starting up. It's going to be about an hour, so from about 8 until 9. And I'm going to continue on the other illustration that I did. Whoops, banging the camera. I've got the camera really close to the sketchbook, so it's quite tricky maneuvering because I've got a bunch of stuff here that I have to kind of try and navigate. So anyway, so just to recap, yesterday I was working on this character. You may have seen the video on YouTube that I did a little thumbnail for, and had some really lovely comments from people viewing it, which was great. And of course, that always makes me want to do it more. And even though I don't have any viewers right now, I'm assuming that most people, which seems to be happening, most people are kind of catching this on the flip side when I've gone live and then allowed it to be uploaded to the channel. So this character, I think it turned out quite well. It was quite tricky to do. It's quite tricky talking and drawing at the same time, because it's a bit like patting your head and rubbing your stomach. You know, you're trying to kind of get in the zone, but at the same time, you know, it's just really nice having a chat with lovely people online, and you know, and making it a bit more interactive. So anyway, so that's the pose that I started from yesterday, and then this is going to be the back view of the character. So this is what I'm going to complete this evening. Now, just to go forward slightly, after I did the live stream last night, I did start working on this other character, and it's kind of like, I don't know, almost like Halo-esque, but it was a character that I started after last night's stream of this kind of warrior character, and this bird's just flown up and landed on his hand, and it's quite a nice contrast. You see this kind of, you know, this kind of warrior, possibly human, who knows, and this delicate bird that's kind of landed on the hand. Welcome everyone who's just arriving. I'm just yammering away and just talking about, or recapping really, after the stream that I did yesterday. And welcome more. Let's see if you stay. Welcome everyone. I'm going to be doing an hour live stream with some drawing. This is just a recap from, if I can just take it back to yesterday's, without knocking the camera. That was the one. Those who are perhaps returning will recognize that. This is what I started yesterday, and this is what I'm going to be continuing with this evening. And as everyone arrived, and then some of you have left, I then went on to do this, and that, which I was quite pleased with. I was quite pleased with the hands. Yeah, I think it sort of turned out quite well. Cheers, Jono. Yeah, sick. Very, very nice comment. That's one of the great things I love about the live streaming, because if you're new to this channel, it's a games art channel that I set up for my students at Coventry University, and then I've kind of opened it up, so sort of doing games art. But I love doing the drawing. Oh, we've gone down to 1. This is kind of how it went yesterday. Kind of had like about 33 people in, and then it went down to like 16, went up to 20, and then it went down to 1, and then it kind of goes up. So I guess what happens is you get people kind of flicking in and flicking out. Some people were returning as well. So anyway, I'm going to stop yammering, and I'm going to get into doing a bit of inking. So if you want to ask any questions during this, I will do my best to answer, and we'll see how we get on. I'm going to try and do this without banging the camera all the time. So there we go. So I'm just going to make a start on it. I'm going to try and get it close to the character from yesterday. It's quite tricky because we start getting really scaled down at this point. So just working in, if I can just stop banging the damn phone, we might get somewhere. Right. So something like and what I'll probably do is, after I finish this illustration, which hopefully will take about an hour, I shall recap and show you some of the other bits I've got in my sketchbook. And it's generally for those who are visiting who've not seen this before. But I've got quite a few sort of character concepts in here, which I'm happy to show. Anyway, so just kind of inking this in. Like I say, I keep looking at the other illustration, just trying to kind of get it as close to the other character as I can. He's got these big kind of like Judge Dredd kind of like shoulder pad things going on. So I'm trying to get it as close as is humanly possible. So for anyone arriving, welcome. If you got to zip off, then thanks for stopping by. If you're going to stay for the entire thing, then I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, or just chat. But I'm just inking this in as we go. Right. It is a bit, yeah. It is a bit Warhammer, isn't it? I was thinking that after I drew it, it's kind of got that Warhammer vibe. It's the kind of like small headed. It's like the small head, the big body, and the body armor, which is characteristic of that. I'm really close to my phone there. Was it Pro Israel? Yeah, I'm really close to my phone, so I'm having to kind of like tilt my head back. But yeah, definite Warhammer vibes for sure. So, and again, you never quite know how it's going to turn out. Dead Dolphin, nicely hello from Russia. Oh, wow. Well, hello to you in Russia. You are most welcome. Very nice to have you on board. If this is your first time, feel free to ask any questions. This is effectively like a games art channel. I'm a games art lecturer at Coventry University, but I've taken to doing these little live streams. I do stuff in Blender and things like that, but I like doing stuff in sketching. And if you stick around, I shall show you the rest of the sketchbook after I finish. I usually try and round things off after about an hour. So great to have you on board. And for those dropping by, or perhaps I'm down to one person now, but for anyone who's perhaps watching this now, and also for those who are watching it in the future, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you liked this content. It's going to help the channel to grow. This generally is the thing that people say on YouTube, don't they? Please like, comment and subscribe, help the channel to grow, and that's what I'm trying to do with this. You will find me on YouTube. I've got another couple of channels. One's just under my name, Jason Etienne, and it's I do a lot of stuff like Blender, Photoshop, and what else? A bit of Unreal Engine, although I've not dipped into Unreal for quite a while. And yes, just stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of Blender. But this is my first love. is doing it, drawing, and this is the same living room I'm drawing in. Obviously, I've lived away and I've worked away. I've worked abroad. I used to work in movies many years ago, but this very living room is where I've always drawn since I was a child. So it's got quite a bit of significance. Dreaming my dreams. So just working on this backpack here. But yeah, if you do say hello, folks, which is always nice, do tell me where you are watching this from. Or even if you're watching this later in the comments, let me know where you're watching from. I'm always fascinated. In my other channel, I've tended to have viewers from the States and also from within the UK, I think parts of Europe, Spain, things like that. But I'm just fascinated to hear where you're from. So there we are. So just working my way around this backpack. I'll just show you, just in case I'm not sure. Again, just to recap, this is the character that I started yesterday, and then this is the going to be the back view. So just making sure I've got you in view as well. Let's do this arm. So about another 30 minutes to go, so I think we're well ahead of time. I'm going to hopefully get this nailed within time, and then maybe just show a bit of my portfolio again. This is mainly for anyone who's not actually seen any of my stuff yet. Okay, let's see what we can do with this gun then, and a bit of the ground, and then I think we will wrap up at least with the drawing, and then just do a little recap with the sketchbook. And then that will be me done for tonight. Now looking at that gun, it's kind of like a cluster of pipes. How many got going down the side there? 1, 2, 3. So it's about 3 going down the side-ish, or 1 on top. So Put a bit of ground in there. As much as anything, I think it's just really nice just to, even though I'm talking away to myself without anyone watching, it's just creating like, a document, which is what I really like about this. So this is, obviously anyone watching this in the future, assuming that we don't, have an asteroid come down with hit us with an EMP, which completely erases all data from human history. Hopefully this survives. And, oops, missing the page there. And yeah, it's just a little kind of interlude into someone's life, doing a little bit of sketching. And it'll probably be here long after I'm gone, with any luck. Which is a strange thought. This is one of my favourite parts, putting the ground in. I always like kind of doing stuff like this. It's usually floating rocks, but in this instance you're just seeing the end of the rocks, whatever. Almost done, almost there. Yeah, I might use that, let me rephrase that. I might leave the gun loose, as I like it just being a little bit sort of sketchy. Character's legs generally turned out, I think, all right. And got a little backpack. Got his other arm there. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else missing. I think that's generally it. So I'm going to wrap things up there. I think that's turned out relatively well. I'll just bring it up to the camera so you can see there now. We've got the main character, got the gun. And I don't think that'll turn out too bad. Someone in the comments said they thought it looked like Warhammer. I think it did. It sort of turned out that way, didn't it? A bit of Warhammer. It's got like a Warhammer vibe. That kind of small head, big body. Anyway, just to recap. So that's done. Happy with that. In fact, I should really put my name, or put my surname in there somewhere. Where should we put it? Maybe here. Who knows, one day I might release this as a print of the entire sketchbook. But anyway, there we are. But I liked how it turned out. It works best when you work quicker, I think. This one I laboured on it a little bit. I was quite pleased how it turned out though. But I was talking a lot in the chat. So that's that. And then what did I show earlier? Yeah, so this is something I started after the live stream last night. And it's this kind of like, I don't know, futuristic warrior. This bird just goes and jumps up on his hand. it's just chirping away. And I think just that mixture of muscular warrior type character and then this, fragile, innocent bird just looking at him. And then we've got the same shot there as well. Again, I quite liked how the hands turned out on those. Not bad. I'm generally relatively happy. Drawings never turn out exactly how you want them to, and these are no exception. But I'm liking the lines. Ooh, keep looking at the camera. And again, I just love working with ink. Absolutely love it. And that'll be ready for maybe later on or tomorrow. Who knows? And that one, yeah, I'm still debating this, whether to kind of carry on with that, because it's splitting over the page and the counter. It's coming out a bit weird. This one I showed just today. I was quite pleased with that as well. It's just kind of like, don't know, fantasy, medieval type character fighting the undead. An army of the undead. And I thought that turned out quite well. And these ones I did from the other day, this sort of cyborg character. So I'm on a bit of a roll. I'm really enjoying doing it, even though kind of people flit in and out when I'm live streaming. It's fine. It's always lovely to, for people to drop by and say hello. And of course, if you are watching this later on, please do give some comments. Let me know what you think. And also let me know where you're watching from. And one person who was watching from Russia, which is fantastic. But yeah, tell me where you're from. And I think that's going to be it for tonight. So hopefully you've enjoyed the drawing session. I'm quite happy with how that turned out. And until next time, folks, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as they say. And I shall see you in the next one. Okay, take care, folks. Bye for now.